Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our very first TechTribe Community Pitch Night. My name is Tarisiro, and I'll be your host this evening. Please feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat box, make use of the chat box. Let us know who you are and where you're joining us from. And the beauty of virtual, we can connect from anywhere in the world. So after a very insightful workshop in February, hosted by Dikatso Sepoti and Yolanda Bulirani, two of our founders have taken it upon themselves to take that theory into practice this evening, and they will be pitching their businesses to a panel of investors, to a panel of mentors, who I will introduce to you shortly, for feedback and to help them improve their pitch, and also to pitch to you, our audience, their potential customers. If you missed the workshop, worry not, as you can watch it on our YouTube channel, TechTribe Community, and you can read through some of the discussion points from the session on our website. My colleague Lindy will put the link to that in the chat box. And so before we begin, I would like to introduce our Director of Entrepreneurship Ecosystems and Digital Innovation at the SA Innovation Summit to tell us a bit more about the TechTribe community. Many of us have seen everything on social media, attended some of the events, and may still be unsure what exactly this community is and how it will serve you, the entrepreneur, the founder, the funder, the enabler, the researcher, the student, the whole ecosystem. So I'm going to hand over to Buntu to tell us more about the TechTribe community.
Thank you so much, Tarisiru, and welcome to everyone. Very excited to have you, as always, in our get-togethers where we connect as people that are building the ecosystem, building our businesses, and really at the core of it are dreamers for a better continent and bettering ourselves. The TechTribe community, as you have seen, is now going into a semi-pivotal space where we are wanting to have more engagement with you and between every single one of you, because the community is a space for, as entrepreneurs, as dreamers on the continent, as innovators, funders, and partners or enablers of the ecosystem to come together and connect, providing each other opportunities and resources. So for the entrepreneurs particularly, this is a space where we see you will be able to, and you are able to find customers, find opportunities to invest, to showcase your business, as well as to learn from people like you, like-minded people, and get the guidance you need from best-in-class mentors. As an organization, we do believe that the entrepreneur, particularly the tech entrepreneur, is the change agent that is going to transform the continent and create wealth, as well as the impact that we're looking for. And so we're really all coming together here to be part of that journey for every single one of the entrepreneurs, because at the center of the ecosystem is the entrepreneur. And as the TechTribe community, we are the go-to community on the African continent, which will be in itself a marketplace where entrepreneurs can trade with each other, partner with each other. Investors will find the best deals at the fastest and shortest time, as well as the cheapest cost. And as the enablers, you're able to share your programs, as well as train the entrepreneurs, find the entrepreneurs to train, the entrepreneurs to support on this platform. And really, it's at the core built up on various activities, but entrepreneurs are at the core where you can have a sense of belonging. We believe in collaboration, ecosystems, communities. This is a grand vision where we want a million entrepreneurs and 1 million members on this platform that are building scalable businesses, working with each other and trading with each other. And so collaboration is going to be the only way that we can do that. And this is a space and a platform where we can do that, taking what every single one of us, and I'm very excited to hear from the businesses today, but these kind of businesses taking them year by year, investment round by investment round, from Africa to the world. And so today marks one of the many opportunities where we are bringing to you a platform for the entrepreneurs to pitch, for us to be inspired, to learn from. But in the future, these kind of platforms will be multiplied by every single one of us being able to host it, run it, and make an impact, the kind of impact that we want to see in the community and on the continent. And so may we then look forward to working together collaboratively, continue to dream, and build the kind of community that is going to bring ever more value that every entrepreneur wakes up and thinks about when they're trying to grow their business. Thank you very much for today, and we look forward to hearing from you. Please do reach out to us at any time. We want to hear more from you, want to engage with you, and we want to support and serve you, every single one of you. So in this platform is just one of those ways in which we can touch base and hear what are the opportunities that you're looking for and the resources that we can connect you to. And for me, thank you very much for today. And please, let's have a good time, learn, be inspired, and remember to keep dreaming. And like Audrey Verhaeghe, our chairperson, says, think big, but start small. Start now, start today. All the best to the presenters today, and enjoy our pitch night. Thank you so much, Tarisiru. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Buntu. And as you said, let us start now. So I hope that what Buntu has said gives you a bit more insight into what the community is about and how you benefit as a member. And to learn more about the TechTribe community, you are welcome to visit our website. A link has been posted in our chat. And now the fun begins. So let's first welcome our mentors. First up, we have Sueneil McLeod, co-founder of Private-i-corp, a growth champion, agile coach, and mentor. Next, we have Dr. Audrey Verhaeghe, chairperson of the SA Innovation Summit, and of course, Buntu. These lovely mentors will be providing our founders with feedback on their business ideas and their pitches and give them pointers on where they can improve. And we hope that you will also take some insights from this to help you input into your pitch. So each founder will have 4 minutes to pitch. I will let them know when they have 1 minute on the clock so they can start to wrap up. After which I will call on the mentors for the question and answer and give them feedback. I will also then ask if there's anyone in the audience who is interested or would like to ask a question to any one of our founders to please raise your hand and we will give you the floor. Lindy will also post a link where you can also share your feedback with the startups. I think we are ready to go, so let's get started. So could I kindly just ask you some housekeeping to please keep your mics on mute and your videos off as well. And I will hand over to Elijah Djan from Nubrix. Elijah, if you are there. Perfect. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so perfect, great. Okay, so Nubrix. Nubrix creates sustainable building materials from waste, such as waste paper. And I'll hand over to you, Elijah. Your time starts now.
I'm just having difficulty with the slides there. Can you just wait with the time, please?
Sure.
Cool, ready now.
Okay, clock reset and you can go.
Good day, my name is Elijah Djan, and I'm here to start before you the genesis of Nubrix. Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears. Nubrix is a private company that intends to introduce you to a new world, a world where we use waste differently, think unconventionally, and build sustainably. But why is this important? This is important because the global green building market is estimated to grow by 10% compounded on an annual basis within the next 30 years. Furthermore, various countries are enacting and enforcing laws towards green buildings. Here in South Africa, 1.3 million tons of waste paper was available in 2017. Globally, the construction industry is the highest contributor of greenhouse gas emissions. And lastly, in 2011, according to 2011 census, it was recorded that 1.9 million South Africans live in shacks or informal dwellings. Imagine there was a way to recycle waste paper in such a way that we could create quality, affordable housing. When I was in grade 5 in 2006, I witnessed my dad on several occasions burning and ripping his old photocopy textbooks as a means of discarding them. I, being the Black Einstein, as I was formerly known back in the day, wondered, is there not a way to use the waste paper to create something more beneficial? Lo and behold, the idea took a tangible form. Why not use the waste paper to make bricks? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how Nubrix was born. Nubrix is a private company that uses waste material to create sustainable building materials. Our first product is a brick made from paper, which is fire resistant and has high thermal insulation properties. But you may think a brick made from paper, won't it burn? No, it won't. As you can see, we've done various internal tests to prove its fire resistance. Our traction today in terms of customer validation involves us conducting 50 interviews with various stakeholders in the construction industry, builders, eco-friendly architects, and from this, we're able to receive 6 letters of intent, one which is an order for 100,000 bricks once we get our bricks certified. In the last 6 months, our traction involves us placing at various pitching competitions and being accepted into E-Squared's Pathways program for early stage startups. Our project, now we know but can a brick do what a brick needs to do? As you can see, we built a wall to validate that the normal conventional building materials do work with our brick. The wall has been standing for the last 10 months, as you can see here, still in its shape. We then went further to build a more functional structure. As you can see, there's a fireplace we built, which we had a braai on a couple of months ago. This is me and the team. And our addressable market is based on the amount of waste paper available in Cape Town. So the research shows that in Cape Town alone, there was 30,000 tons of waste paper available in 2019. Based on our potential suppliers, we'll be able to get 1,680 tons, which allow us to make 8.2 million bricks on an annual basis. Our revenue model involves direct sales, and a pilot plant, which we aim to build within the next 12 months, will require 30 tons of waste paper in order for us to produce 150,000 bricks. This will bring us an annual projected revenue of 2.8 million rand. Our competitive analysis involves us looking at the 3 other alternative building materials in South Africa: plastic and polystyrene and hemp. Our superior high thermal insulation makes our product higher than theirs. Our go-to-market strategy involves executing on our letters of intent and building a model show house. We've also ideated on an MVP, and in the next couple of months, we want to build a more functional, bigger structure.
6 seconds.
So our total ask in order for us to make the company and build a pilot plant is 1.3 million rand. The team is made up of myself, an industrial engineer. Ted Mtlang is also a technical specialist, and our advisory board is made of Kumlan, who's been my mentor, as well as Warren Kunye, who's a startup advisor. Ladies and gentlemen, my appeal to you is for you to bet on me, the jockey. Nubrix is something I created in grade 5 and has the potential to revolutionize the way we build in the future. With your technical and financial support, imagine the heights Nubrix could reach and the change we could create throughout Africa. One more thing, before you throw away waste paper next time, think about the number of bricks that could be used to create quality, affordable housing. Thank you.
Thank you, Elijah. That was a lovely pitch. I will give the floor over to Sueneil to give his feedback or to ask Elijah any questions.
Thank you very much. Hi, Elijah. Thank you for presenting to us. It was really innovative what you presented. So I've just got a question around your market, right? You've sort of defined loosely the target or the market size. Can you clearly define who you serve and possibly the macro trends and insights that define that market?
Cool. So in the market trends, we're looking more at the conscious environmentalist. So we actually targeted 3 initial target markets, which is green enthusiasts, so DIY green enthusiasts who do and build stuff. We're then looking at renovators who are looking to start bringing in green products into their renovation projects.
Okay.
So the trend, when we did a custom interview recently, we went to various builders' warehouse, spoke to various renovators, builders, and there's an interest for green products, but most people only see green products from the likes of solar panels or water recycling. No one looks at green products in the sense of masonry. So our guys are quite excited to have that kind of product to increase their green product sphere. Another thing we saw, another trend, is that an education is going to have to be a big drive, because a lot of people know solar panels, and solar panels have a capital cost. So that assumption also then gets perceived that anything green will have a high capital cost. So we will need to have a very intentional education drive as well in terms of macro trends.
Are there any proof of income in terms of your revenue streams?
Excuse me?
Are there any proof of income, or how would your revenue streams look like?
Yeah, so our revenue streams look at direct sales. Right now, we don't have any revenue coming in. We're still validating the product in terms of getting the bricks certified through Agrimont. Once we get that certified properly, then we can engage in commercialization. So we're still in the early, we've built our MVP. MVP makes sense. Now we just need to get the bricks certified and start building a plant so we can go into actually commercializing and selling it to the public. But we have got letters of intent. One is an order for 100,000 bricks once we have the certification process. We've got a couple of small orders in terms of building small fireplaces and braai stands.
Yeah. And do you have direct competitors similarly providing the same sort of solution or offering?
Yeah, so we have a few in terms of the sustainable green products. So the guys who are using hemp, guys who are using recycled plastic, and guys who are using recycled polystyrene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, keep it up, eh? Looks good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Audrey, do you have anything for Elijah?
Yes. Hi, Elijah. Elijah, your name sounds so familiar. So I think I have encountered you probably in the GCIP competition or at the Black Business Forum. I'm not completely sure where, but Nubrix I've definitely encountered before. And it feels like you've been around a little bit. So just give me an idea, how long have you been in the market, in competitions, pitching? I want the idea of your public-facing part and building your company in the back end. Just tell me a little bit, where have I seen you before, and how long have you been pitching in the market, and why did you go so early public when you pre-commercial? So just give me a little bit of an overview there with your strategy to go to market.
All right. So the GSIP is probably that's the most recent competition I've been in now. The GSIP competition, TIA. So we're actually made for the top 10 now. So we're going through that process this week. So I think that's probably where you saw me. So the idea behind that is really just with something so innovative and something that's so new, you would really need to get public awareness quite early, as well as input. So I'm an avid learner, and I believe in being able to be in a platform like this where I can learn, get asked questions that allow me to iterate and improve, to allow me to fail quickly, as opposed to building in silence on my own silo. And then when I bring something to market, there's a lot of now tweaking that I need to do. So that's the go-to strategy in terms of on a personal level to learn, and also to start the education drive so people are more aware that such a product exists. And when it's ready, oh, I've heard of it before. Now that it's available, I can go buy it.
Okay, so you convinced me. I like that. I like that you're going for the Agrimont certification. I think that will help you a lot in the building industry. But I want to ask you about your unit economics, because even angel investors want to see some market traction. So they do want to see MVP, and it looks like you've proven your MVP. I'm not sure. But you've said the wall stood. There's some science behind what you do. I just want to know now, you're going to market now. You've got some orders or some commitments to orders. What are you going to offer the market? Am I going to pay more? Am I going to pay less?
Yeah.
Are you telling me I get the green message. You are telling me that I'm doing something good for the environment. And as a greenie, maybe people are willing to pay a premium for that. But what are you relying on me as your buyer? Am I going to pay a premium? Am I going to pay less? Am I going to pay the same and feel good about what I do? Just tell me what are you telling me? Why should I buy Nubrix instead of clay bricks?
Yeah, cool. So essentially, we're still in that customer discovery journey. So we've been doing a lot of intense customer interviews in the last 2-3 weeks. We're just trying to understand which segment we should go into. And if you look in the construction industry, a lot of guys don't negotiate on price. So essentially, that already puts us that almost takes away the niche market, premium market away from us. But apart from the pricing and the going green, because our bricks are lighter, you save on transportation costs. So on a volume per volume basis, the truck wouldn't be as heavy and you're producing less carbon dioxide. Our bricks also don't crack, so you reduce your cracking variability. Most clay or cement bricks crack during transportation or crack when being used. So the amount of bricks that you can use decrease. So it's more on a cost basis that you're also saving on the other value adds of using our brick, not just the green side. And also because of the
Have you done your unit economics? Do you
yes,
know?
We've done our unit.
Okay,
we've done our
tell
unit
me
economics.
what your
So we're looking at matching the cost basis in the selling price.
Okay, so you're going into market with I match the cost, but we are environmentally friendly.
Yes, that's the goal. Well, but it might change through our experimentations.
Yeah, that should be a good value proposition, though. So why do you only have a pledge of 100,000 bricks?
So that's because that's one developer we spoke to recently. So we didn't do an intense customer. So this was part of our customer interviews. We were just trying to engage with what are architects saying about such a product, what are developers saying about such a product. And one of the guys from the people we asked, which was about 30 guys that we chatted to, he committed to 100,000 bricks. The others are committed to work with us once we get the certification. So it's that certification process that is almost like our noose. Without it, we can't really get more commitments, or we can't really go into commercialization. So it's that chicken or egg stuck between.
That's very cool. But I think then if you want to raise money, then your commitments based on your certification is going to be your key. So if you can come to any investor and you say, I've got all of these orders, but I need to unlock them, give me some money, they would love that. So, and I think you're almost there. So if you get certification, you get more orders to de-risk your investment, then you're on the right path. And I think that's my input for today.
Thank you very much, Audrey.
Thanks, Audrey. Buntu, do you want to quickly come in? A quick one, please. Thank you. And then we can hand over to our audience. Thanks.
Thanks, Tarisiru. Elijah, always great to see you. And thanks so much for the presentation. I get the validation and the traction, and it seems, from the value proposition, it makes sense. I want to understand, you are raising finance to build a manufacturing plant, right?
Yeah, and the certification process. So it's a certification process which leads into the manufacturing plant. So both of them concurrently. Okay,
awesome. And so I just want to understand the input side of the business, particularly if you can unpack for me the input costs, before they go into manufacturing. Because before they go into manufacturing, what kind of input activities and costs are you looking at? And when comparing them to your target pricing, what kind of margins are you looking at?
Yeah, so our input costs are the collection and sourcing of the waste paper. At the moment, our hypothesis is being able to get that for free from companies that don't actually recycle and need an outlet of getting rid of their waste paper. But we have included the cost of having to purchase the waste paper because there are buyback centers and waste paper is recyclable. So we've got factored that in, and we're looking at a 30 to 20% margin on the whole process, if everything works out as we assume through our assumptions. So we're still very early stage in validating, experimenting, and everything.
Got it. Awesome. And those assumptions include your manufacturing.
Yes.
I'm trying to understand. Okay, so because manufacturing is a different ball game to, say, the sourcing activities and the selling of bricks and meeting those customers, and I'm thinking, what part of manufacturing, as an investor, would tell me that you guys will be able to pull off a manufacturing plant? Or is there room to rent manufacturing? Is there, is that possible? Is that an option to rent a manufacturer?
That is an option. So our process is a very manual process currently. So it's two assumptions. We're trying to keep it manual in the sense of, if it's kept manual, we'll be able to assist with the whole unemployment scenario we have in the country, but then also increases costs. So we're iterating in between making it semi-manual, semi-automated, and how that can go. So right now the processing happens manually, very, very small scale, but we're trying to upscale it slowly but surely.
Got it. Wonderful. So I think that will be all from me for now. I think, if one were to be putting in money into the business, a key validation, it's great you've got the traction, you've got the potential customers. I think a key validation will be those margins, because that will de-risk the business. So I think it will be great to talk about those, in a little bit more detail in future, because manufacturing as a business on its own is almost a separate activity. Mass production is almost a separate business on its own than the validation of the prototype. So I think a similar process of validation can happen at a manufacturing level, where you guys take into account and understand the variabilities and the variables involved in making it at scale, the bricks at scale.
Thanks. That's really insightful. Noted.
All done. All the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Buntu. Is there anyone in our audience who would like to ask Elijah a question? Please raise your hand. Is there anyone? Or if you prefer, you can use a link that's been posted in the chat box there, and you can provide your feedback, and we'll share that with the founders and the community at a later stage. I see Kathy has a question. Kathy, do you want to unmute yourself quickly?
I was just wondering, how long has Nubrix, as we see it today, been existing, basically?
Yeah, so officially registered the company about 4 years ago, studying and running the business concurrently. So it was a bit of a working and studying, but really putting in the hard work from about last year.
Great, thanks. Thank you so much, Elijah, and thank you to our mentors for your feedback. Thank you, Elijah, for a great pitch. Next up, we have Samkelisiwe Chunda from Sibayeni Metrofarming. They make farming a little easier by manufacturing hydroponic systems that enable production with minimal land, saving 90% irrigation water and reducing costs. Samkelisiwe, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay,
I'm
are you
trying
ready?
to share my screen. So can you please release? I want to share my screen. Oh, okay, I can see it now. Thank you for that. Yes, I am ready. Can I start?
Yes, your time starts now. Sorry, can I just ask the audience, please just remember to mute your mics and keep your videos off while the pitchers are pitching. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, Samkelisiwe, you can start now.
Thank you. Sibayeni Metrofarming is a climate smart urban farming business that seek to increase production of food and reduce food security issues through innovation, technology, and creating new solutions in production. I'm Samkelisiwe Chunda, the founder and director of Sibayeni Metrofarming. I can't move slides. Thank you. Okay, entry to commercial farming require millions of rents for land, irrigation systems, labor, and tractors, which eliminate most of emerging farmers that are interested in agriculture sector. So at Sibayeni Metrofarming, we're manufacturing the hydroponic systems that enables us to produce from the ground going up, which requires minimal land space. We're able to save up to 90% irrigation water, and it is cost effective because there's less labor required when you're working on the systems, and it has minimal risk in production. We run 2 weeks trainings for our clients so that we ensure sustainability. I'm always struggling with scrolling down. Thank you. Our daily activities are to ensure that we're manufacturing the hydroponics and aeroponics systems. We do the trainings for our clients. We produce using the same hydroponics and aeroponics systems, producing vegetables, herbs, and succulents, which we process to different kinds of products, depending on what the product can be able to end up to, and we're able to add value to that. I'm an agriculture specialist and an environmentalist by profession. And in the business, I do consulting, where I do farm costing analysis, reports, and business plans. And we also do edutech in partnership with a number of stakeholders. We are able to do our groundbreaking innovation for our clients through a number of things that we benefit them, and the additional accessories that we give to them. We sell about 40 to 50 hydroponic systems each year, and we assist them also through the consulting, the processing, and also creating market for our clients in partnership with a number of markets that we work with, like the Sueneil market, the Johannesburg market, and the Mpumalanga market. We also partner with different universities in South Africa. It's the University of Johannesburg, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and the Durban University of Technology. They assist us with a number of trainings. We also partner with universities outside the country, like Eswatini, and also the University of Botswana. We sell our products through Reb Meal Restaurant, who are focusing on rabbit food. We also are a member of Global Youth Forums, Ubambano Women Forum, and also the Local Economic Development Forums. We've trained up to, so far in the last 3 years, about 250 emerging farmers and aspiring entrepreneurs. And we continuously take up about 30 young people and put them in our incubation centers, because we have 2 in Mpumalanga province. We save the limited resources like land, water. We reduce our food mile, carbon footprint, and we do not use any chemicals in our systems, which actually makes our products healthy, and we're able to reduce and recycle our waste. As the founder of Sibayeni Metrofarming, I have a BSc Honours in Environmental Management financial management, and I'm a BA student currently with over 12 years experience in the agriculture sector. Our partners or team have together a 32 years experience, and we are able to do a number of things from farming training. We have a chef, artisan, finance, and project management. Our team of 5 are currently operating in Gauteng, and we have 2 additional people who are working in our centers in Mpumalanga and in Gauteng. And we're looking forward to growing and working nationally.
So Samkelisiwe,
Yes,
this is your time now. This has been 4 minutes. So I'm going to have to stop you there, unfortunately.
okay.
And I'm going to hand over, we'll start with Buntu, our mentors. Buntu, if you can please give Samkelisiwe feedback on her pitch so far, and then maybe just a few insights into her business.
Thank you so much, Tarisiro. Thanks as well, Samkelisiwe. I absolutely love the space that you are looking at. The continent, I believe, has massive opportunity for the work you're doing. So I think for me, the hydroponic systems as well, would really like you to unpack that a little bit. I'm trying to understand who is your typical client for the hydroponic systems, and what is it that you help them with, or when they come to you, what are they looking for?
Okay, our clients are emerging farmers who are interested in transforming their current ways of production, especially those who are using the traditional way of farming and want to do the smart farming currently. And also people who are interested in coming into farming for the very first time. And we are able to produce the hydroponic systems for them. Our systems are completely different depending on the products that a person will be interested in producing. So we do systems for backyard for people who want to produce like small gardening, and also for commercial production, we make the big ones. And also those ones who want to do rooftop farming, we produce the systems for them. We also train them so that they're able to know how to use it and to also produce or to benefit optimally from the systems.
Superb. And so I'm thinking of the market, who these people, who they are and how many of them there are, and which of them are you looking for? So if the question is more in summary around where do you see yourself taking the business, yourself and your partners taking the business 5-10 years from now? What kind of vision and business are you trying to build here 5 years from now? And how do you see yourself getting there?
Okay, at the moment we're interested in, so I'll start with the last one. We would like to build a warehouse where we will be able to produce and have all the equipment that will help us to produce efficiently and be able to standardize our systems so that over time we'll then be able to grow to supply big markets like the big retailers, and that will actually be able to take us nationally. Our vision is to be able to supply hydroponic systems in any space and at any time, and also to grow our training. Since the last 3 years, we started doing our trainings, and during COVID, we were actually able to transform or to add the online training, and we've trained over 250 emerging farmers. Most of them, after we've trained them, they become part of our network. So we're able to continue to communicate with them, and also we're able to work together in creating the market, especially where we need to supply and maybe whoever is buying from us is requiring big quantities. So we are able to communicate together and put in the quantities and be able to deliver accordingly and on time. At the moment, most of them we communicate over social media, WhatsApp, and also we do the online sessions.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing. What I am hearing is a number of business models. The one, you do the production, and then you almost like an ecosystem of emerging farmers, giving them access to markets. You want to be serving those big retailers as well. So you are also a farmer to an extent, is what I'm hearing. And then there's training as well. So, that fits into part of that ecosystem element, or with your emerging farmers. And then you also build these hydroponics for them. So I think that as the business really has, there's a lot going on right now, many moving pieces, which can be good and bad. And on the upside, on the most upside, it means that you are creating a platform for emerging farmers to innovatively grow, and even much cheaply by cutting their costs and so on. But you're creating a platform for emerging farmers. That's at the essence what I'm hearing. And then it's got these different elements. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if that is the case, through the training and the different models and so on, I think that in the pitch, that can come right up and be more emergent. That really this is a big platform play, and your market is in terms of the farmers. So your real client here, who you're serving, are then these emerging farmers. And then you connect the platform to how many of these farmers are there and what's the opportunity, and then I think that then gives a holistic view, which you then break down into, we do training, production, manufacturing of hydroponic systems and so on to support that farming ecosystem, which you can then logically put together in the story. But I think that if the platform play is where you are going, that can come up stronger in the beginning. But that's all from my side. How does that sound to you?
Thank you very much for that. Yes, it sounds very well. Actually, our main revenues come from the production of or selling the hydroponic systems, the trainings, and also the consulting. So those are our three priority revenues at the moment. And then the production is mainly to be able to test and also to showcase how the systems are working. And they also help us to be able to see if there are any problems, or to be able to assist with the knowledge for those ones who are buying the systems from us.
Thank you so much, Buntu. Sueneil, do you have any feedback on Samkelisiwe's pitch for us?
Yeah, thank you for that pitch. It was really brilliant. I got a few questions surrounding, firstly, your team. How well balanced is your team? Because you've mentioned your team is quite dispersed in various regions and various areas. So just maybe describe how balanced they are.
Okay, the team of 5 at the moment is operating in the farming space, where we have myself doing the consulting, we have Andiso focusing on administration and finance, and then we have Ndumiso doing the technical part, and the other 2 are doing the production. Then we have additional people who are working in the incubation centers, which are not exactly part of the Metrofarming, and those ones are in the 2 centers in Mpumalanga province. So whatever that we do, we're able to support the incubation centers through the Metrofarming production.
I'm happy with that. And based on your market approach, how do you see your business growing with the cyclical patterns in your operations, particularly when you get to seasons that don't result in immediate growth in your sales or in your planned sales? How do you grow your business with that approach?
With the marketing at the moment, of course, it is very much low. However, we have divided our revenues so that we are able to balance ourselves, especially throughout the year. With the systems, it's something that we're able to provide throughout the year, and also the trainings we're able to provide throughout the year. But with the agro-processing part, those are the ones that we do in order to make sure that we do not lose out, especially on products that are off-season. Yeah. So we are able to keep them for longer. And then the market that we use, when we have bulk things, we take them out to other markets like the Tshwane market and also the Mpumalanga market. However, our key centers where we sell, it's the Rabbit Mill restaurant, which is in Gauteng. We sell through the 2 centers that we have in Mpumalanga province. And then we partner with a number of forums that we have within the local economic development in municipalities. And they are able to help us with the network so that we're able to sell more or to keep our market rolling throughout.
Great stuff. And do you have any customer success stories or testimonials that you maybe that you can share as part of your expertise and possibly your traction to date?
Amazingly so, we actually created a WhatsApp group, I think sometime last year. And we use that for our customers to be able to share how they're using our systems, whatever problems they're experiencing and how things are happening. And that has assisted us a lot to create a network with the universities, because whatever that we produce will be able to share with the universities, and they are able to advise in terms of whatever research that they are doing. And it has benefited us a lot because the universities are able to bring their interns to come and work within our centers and also our production, just to see how we're doing. And they use that for research purposes. So it's amazing to have whatever that we're producing being featured in their thesis, especially for the masters and PhD students. Last week, we just had the Durban University of Technology visiting us. And I think a couple of months ago, in January, we had the University of Botswana running a full program on what we are doing. So that actually encourages us. And also the University of Mpumalanga is always bringing us in whatever programs that they are running, and we're able to do exhibitions wherever they are involved or they're exhibiting their programs.
Great stuff. And having learned that you have multiple revenue streams, how solid are your financials? How do you account for that? Do you have proper financial systems in place?
At the moment, we have Andiswa, who's an accountant, and being able to run our finances, like keeping everything on record and also updating us in terms of growth percentage and how we're faring or where we are lacking. So that assistance has worked a lot. And we also had last year in 2020, we had Saika offering us an incubation for about 3 months, where she was part of it, and they were helping us a lot with ensuring that we get a clear understanding of how our finances should be and how we get to see when there's a need for growth or there are things that are not in order.
Okay. And having said that, you do have also costing systems, appropriate costing systems in place, whether it's job costing or process costing.
we're growing in that. I cannot say we are perfect, but we have the basics, yes.
Great stuff. Lastly, have you, and this is probably going to be a recommendation, have you considered rooftop farming, particularly in urban centers and where there's strong demand for utilizing urban space?
Yes, very much. In our network, actually, we have about 3 farmers that have already bought systems from us, and they are producing in Johannesburg in the city center using our systems. So at the moment, we're not having our own rooftop, but we supply our systems to those who want to do rooftop farming.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Would be good also to indicate that in your team and key stakeholders section of your pitch deck, so that many people, even your audience, can see that you have connections and partners in that sphere.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Keep it up.
Okay, thanks, Sueneil. Audrey, do you have any feedback from Samkelisiwe? Very quick one.
Tari, I can't be quick, but I'll try. So Samkelisiwe, first of all, can you tell me what your turnover is?
It's between 450 to 480 per annum.
That's 1,000 or million?
Oh, 450,000. Oh, I wish it was a million.
Yes. So I want to, it's important for me to ask because it gives me an idea of the game that you're playing. Your business is incredibly interesting. I think you've got something that can grow into something very big. I want to start there, but I want to echo what Buntu picked up. You've got a lot of different things for that amount of turnover. So you are working exceptionally hard for the turnover you're generating. And if you are going to look on your business and not get totally swept up in your business, you know the difference between the two, then you'll have to elevate yourself and look at what am I doing and what can I scale? Because I think you're making your money, time on task, consulting, you are selling systems, but you're not selling a lot. You are teaching, you are growing, and it all needs different types of HR, different types of financing, different cycles, different expertise. And my challenge to you is to go and see, if I look at this business, what you're doing at the moment is you're bootstrapping your business. But I'm worried that you will lose your scalability model. And go and identify, is it manufacturing these systems and selling it? Should you become excellent in that to scale your business? Or should you become excellent in growing your own groups of vegetables or farming and become a farmer on scale? So that's my challenge, because you are doing a lot and your turnover is not a lot yet. So you have to focus and become good at one thing. I get the chaos of the startup. You know, I've been through it. You do wherever you get money, you do what the money tells you, because you need the income and you need to live. But that's bootstrapping, and that's your way of financing. But bootstrapping can overcome your business. You're doing a lot of good. So it can become an impact business. You know, if that is your cause, then it's okay to embrace it. If you want to only make the world a better place and you will go into education, you do that and you keep on doing that well, because I think you're doing that already. You know, if you look at your intake in incubators and all of that. So what my challenge as a potential investor is to you is I'm worried that you're thinly spread in too many directions, and that if you can come to the party and say, okay, I'm an impact business, I'm going to make the world a better place, So I'm going for impact money. That's a different kettle of fish. Or you say, I want debt because I'm going to control my future. I'm going to manufacture and so on. I don't want to give away equity. Or I actually want to scale my business because here's the bit that's scalable. And I don't have time or effort because I'm bootstrapping so much to get to the scaling part of my business. And then develop that model and try and get some equity into your business. So that's my challenge to you. Just echoing a little bit of what Buntu said, I think you've got a fantastic business. It can go huge, but I think you just need to lift yourself up a little bit because you're doing it and you're bootstrapping it and you're going somewhere. But in that process, maybe you're missing your biggest opportunity. It's a soft statement. I'm not the runner of this business. I respect entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurs. I think you're doing a fantastic job. But my challenge is, where do you scale and what should you be excellent in to grow this business to mega proportions, which I think you can.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Audrey. We have a question here from the audience, from Tendai. And his question is to you, what is the size of your operation with respect to production capacity? And his other question is, how are you positioning yourself to become an exporter?
Okay, our size of operation at the moment is very much limited to a production of about, I think, plus minus 10 systems in a week. We don't do a lot at the moment. Hence, our need right now is a warehouse where we will be able to produce efficiently. Yes, taking our production, exporting our products, it's one of our key plans, but we wanted to start locally through making sure that we have a good equipment and we have a warehouse that will help us to standardize everything that we're producing. Because at the moment, I think we're still struggling with that because most of the things that we're doing are manual. They're not, we're not producing in an automated, using an automated equipment.
Okay, great. Thanks, Samkelisiwe. Tendai, I hope that answers your questions. Thank you, Samkelisiwe, for your pitch. It was great. And it's always incredible to see some of the innovations that are emerging from our continent. And as we've seen here, it's disruption in construction and in the agri-tech industries. And there's great potential here. And I wish you both all the best. And I think the feedback as well from the mentors was really useful and something we can all consider in our pitches and businesses going forward. And so now I would like to give an opportunity to the entrepreneurs in our audience. So if there's anyone who's willing to take a shot at a 60-second pitch, please raise your hand. I'm sure our mentors will be happy to listen and give you feedback as well. As Buntu mentioned, the TechTribe community is here, is a space for you to learn and engage with your peers. So please don't be shy. I see I have a hand from Rashid. So Rashid, do you want to unmute yourself? And you're welcome to turn on your video. Danielle, can you please stop sharing, please, just so we can see Rashid. I see I have another hand from Tundirai. Tundirai, I see you. I will call you up next.
Can I go on now?
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, your 1 minute starts now.
Hi, I'm Rashid. I'm the founder of Green. Green design and develop life-changing bioenergy to solve farmers and rural community daily problems. Green is a social enterprise that converts organic waste into clean energy. Our biogas mini-grid powers irrigation systems, agro-processing hubs, and rural communities, allowing these communities and farms to access cheap water, energy, and food via smart meter. Over 90 million Nigerians still do not have access to electricity or living in rural and peri-urban communities, highly populated with farmers with huge organic waste production, and $20 million is still being spent annually on fossil fuel. Ali Green is changing this narrative by converting this huge organic waste production into clean energy in rural communities and farms.
Wow, well done. Thanks, Rashid. I see we've got three, so I'm going to ask Audrey, would you like to give your input to Rashid's pitch? Ooh, there's one.
Rashid, first of all, that was very brave. Well done. And I think that you actually addressed quite a lot of what you should address in 1 minute. You talked about the problem. You talked about the opportunity. I think what you didn't address, and you can do it in 1 minute if you work on it, is how you will do it and why we should trust you to do it. You know, because remember, people need to know what makes you better than anybody else to do this. And this is not boasting, but actually competence, and you know how to turn the market, and you've got traction, and you've got already these customers, etc. And then what you missed is at the end, what is your call for action? What do you need from us? Because you made a pitch, but you didn't say, do you need us to buy your product? Do you need us to help you get into the market? Do you need us to help you with technical competence, or do you need us to invest in your business? So can you hear that ultimately, even in 1 minute, you're telling a story, and the story must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And to engage your audience, you actually have to tell the story, to ask the question at the end, to get the yes that you want. And it must all form one thing. So that's my input to you. Not going deeper than that, but I think you were brave and you did a lot right. And I gave you comments on how to make it better.
Thank you very much for your feedback.
Thanks, Audrey. Thanks, Rashid. That was great, man. As Buntu said, you were born ready for this pitch. So it was great to see. I saw a hand from Tonderai. Are you ready?
Would you get the startup name, Ali Green Renewables?
Sorry?
The startup name, Ali Green Renewables.
Okay. Would you like to type it in the chats?
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks for giving me the chance as well.
You are most welcome. We're all here to provide you that platform to learn. So is Tonderai there? Is he ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, your 1 minute starts now.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tonderai Chef TJ. I'm co-founder and head chef at Black Bean Taqueria here in Zimbabwe. We specialize in Mexican food and specifically Mexican takeaways. We launched in September of 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, as we saw that as an opportunity to enter the food space in a market where customer service and quality food is rare in Zimbabwe. What we've been able to achieve is source locally and cheap from smallholder farmers. And currently we're projected to earn roughly, I think in Rand terms, about 1.2 million Rands by the end of September of this year, having grossed that in turnover. And basically our value proposition is that we'd like to change the food space in Zimbabwe and then in the SADC region by providing quality service and quality products at affordable prices. And so today we'd be asking you to invest in us in helping us to expand. We have currently one location in Harare and plans to have a second by the end of the year, this year in 2021. And beyond that, we seek to expand across Zimbabwe and then further into the region within the next 5 years. Thank you.
And that's your time. Thank you, Tonderai. Well done. Buntu, would you like to give Tonderai any feedback on his pitch?
Fantastic. Thanks. Well done, Tonderai. I think, very interesting business and refreshing to hear of a business started during during COVID and the COVID pandemic, I thought that you would segue into a business that, was pandemic proof. I'm not sure if I missed that or how the pandemic affected you. But I think, there was an immediate sense of trust as well as clarity in terms of what it is that you're providing and what it is that you're trying to do. I think for me, what would really, say, let us, and I think it's exciting as well that you did that in a short space of time. So I think that there's a conversation there about emphasizing that you started so early, but you're growing, so you're growing fast, and then also, and then also, I think in conversation, or to elevate it, would be to really start with, a banger or per se, or really, about that problem, or really how deep that problem is, but something that's really going to capture the attention of the investor. So one could be how big that market is that you're going for, where the restaurant business people are not servicing properly, and or another one could be actually how fast you've grown. So this thing that in your first sentence or two then will really, say, poke the ears of the investor or whoever it is that you're pitching to. But I think you covered a lot, and you gave a sense of authenticity. My only thoughts would be, I think, around that, what you bring in the beginning, or what it is that you want to highlight to create that interest. So thanks so much for the pitch.
No, Buntu, thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated.
Hopefully you so much, funding.
Thanks, Buntu, and well done, Tundirai. That was a great pitch. And lastly, we have Yanko. Are you ready? You can unmute yourself. You can show us your beautiful face.
Hi, so allow me not to show my very beautiful face because my network is a bit unstable, so I'm afraid I might end up cutting out.
Okay, that's fine. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, your 1 minute starts now.
Hello, I am Dr. Kaimila from Nutrition Wellness Center, Malawi. Did you know that type 2 diabetes and hypertension are reversible, yet 71% of the global population die due to such diseases? We work with individuals and corporations to improve their quality of life. Unlike our competitors, we provide personalized, evidence-based programs that are centered on empowerment through education. We make money through consultation fees, gym subscriptions, and we would like to get more corporate buy-in. We therefore need $20,000 US, which will be used to build a contextualized African mobile database, which will increase our revenue through subscription fees to the platform and advertisements. This is a $3.1 million market in Malawi alone, and the pandemic has taught us that these services are more than 60% of the deaths that happened due to COVID in Malawi were in people that had type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and other comorbidities. Thank you very much.
That's your time. Well done. Well done, Kaimila. Thank you very much. That was a good pitch. Sueneil, would you like to give Kaimila some feedback on her pitch?
Yeah, sure. That was a very good pitch indeed. I'd like to know, do you have any endorsements for your offering, perhaps related to any associations around diabetes or any medical profession or network endorsements in your environment?
By endorsements, you mean like organizations that I'm a part of?
No, endorsements for your product.
Okay. So we are a service provider. I have a PhD in nutrition epidemiology with a master's in human nutrition. So I'm a registered clinical nutritionist. We have worked with over 100 individuals since we started our organization in 2019, and we are pivoting more toward corporate nutrition programs. And so far we have worked with 3 organizations, that is TNM, Plan International, and as well as the Malawi Sports Center.
Great stuff, Camilla. That's exactly spot on, because with endorsements, you gain traction with your product into your various markets. And where would you also expand this? Because this can scale greatly.
So for now, what we're really trying to do is, unlike other countries, Malawi has not yet bought into the importance of nutrition in health. So what is happening is that one of the biggest problems, because we started in 2019, but we've had a very big problem even getting a lot of traction, because first we have to prove to people that they need to create a budget for such services into their programs. So because of that, we are only now starting to get more interest. So our biggest goal, first of all, is to grow our local presence within the country as the pioneers within this environment in Malawi. But we are also working with a few people in the diaspora, because one of the ways that we're growing, as I said in my pitch, is we want to create a contextualized African mobile database that does dietary tracking as well as management of this kind of non-communicable diseases. So this will be accessible, which means anybody from any country can be able to use our services via this mobile app. So that's our first integration into it. But I also have a cooperative that I have been participating in, where I have met some great women, and we've been talking about collaborations in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, Zambia, and one is in the US, but works within the African community.
You're really thinking big, and that's great in terms of scaling. Well done on that.
Thank you very much.
Camilla.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Camila. That was a really great pitch. And thank you to Sueneil as well for the feedback. And as we wrap up this evening, I would like to give a special thank you to our mentors for your time and expertise and helping to support these entrepreneurs on their journey. It is a tough road, and it's always nice to know you have someone that's in your corner and willing to lend a hand. So thank you very much. And I would like to thank our entrepreneurs, to Elijah and Samkelisiwe for participating this evening, and to our very brave entrepreneurs as well in the audience for giving us such amazing 60-second pitches this evening. You guys are amazing. Continue doing all the work that you're doing. And I really hope this was a good learning experience for you, and you will make use of the feedback that was provided here this evening. And to our wonderful audience, thank you for being part of the process and sharing your feedback to help your peers. The TechTribe community is centered around a shared culture and a tribe to help you along the way. And it's really wonderful to see you all engaging and supporting each other. We and the founders would really value input and kindly ask that you cast your vote on the pitches that we've heard here tonight, just as feedback for them as well. And as a token of our appreciation to the audience and to the founders for pitching here, I would like to offer you all a 35% discount on the Art of Pitching online course in the TechTribe Accelerator. You can learn about the different forms of pitching and what investors are looking for. And this online course is valued at 450 Rand. And you can access the course link through the chat function. I think Lindy will post it now. And if you haven't already, please sign up to the TechTribe community, and it's free until the end of March. And that membership is valued at 1,450 Rand. So please get your savings in by the end of March, the 31st of March. Please sign up. I think Lindy as well will post, all the links will be posted into the chat. So please just copy paste quickly into your URL. And we will be sharing a lot more content for you and having nights such as these where we can engage and you can practice your pitch and get feedback from mentors, because we want to help you grow, and we're here to help you grow the early stage startup ecosystem in Africa. So on behalf of the TechTribe community and myself, Tarisiro, I've been your host. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, goodbye and see you soon.